when I found myself slurring my words slightly. My tongue was on the road to paralysis, and it would spread.
David has motor neurone disease, a condition that over time paralyses the body. Before his diagnosis in 2019, he was fit, healthy, and had just retired from a job which took him around the world.
As of today, I cannot speak, eat, drink, or safely swallow. I communicate via text-to-speech software on my tablet. I syringe liquid nutrition into my stomach via an external pipe, and every day and night I choke on saliva and mucus in my throat. At any point he might not pull through that awful choking experience.
MND is terminal, and death can be a slow process.
I have two options. 1. To face the gradual unstoppable paralysis of the whole of me. The increasing discomfort and helplessness, with no known end date. Or, the other is to do what I plan to do. To agree a date in Switzerland. To travel there, and to know that while I am unconscious my heart will stop.
Charities say about one Briton a week travels to Switzerland to end their life. While it's legal for David to go abroad to end his life, anyone accompanying him could be charged with assisting a suicide.
Emotionally, I am completely prepared, and always have been. I've had a very fulfilling life. I've received excellent care from the NHS community team. I would like to live longer, but only if I have reasonably good health. My life now is just about tolerable.
Forms of assisted dying are legal in several countries, including Switzerland, the Netherlands, Canada, Spain, and in some states in the US and Australia. And while there have been numerous attempts to change the law here, none have been successful. 6 years on from the last attempt, there are now calls once again for the assisted dying laws to be changed.
We're calling for dying people to be able to accelerate an unbearable dying process in this country and with the help of their doctors. So somebody would be terminally ill with 6 months to live and mentally competent as well. 2 independent doctors would have to certify that was the case, and there would also be a High Court judge who would additionally provide that oversight. It would be the safest assisted dying law in the world.
One poll suggests 84% of people support assisted dying, but groups like Not Dead Yet UK think a change in the law would negatively impact how the state supports people with long-term conditions.
I would much rather focus on the right to choice and control for disabled people. So whether we're talking about access to education, access to the labour market, access to healthcare, there needs to be better provision made to disabled people. And when you think about the level of cost and resources, I think that would be much better orientated towards, say, palliative care or peer support when people's health changes over their life. And I think we should be focusing on that rather than focusing on this really messy, complex, incoherent approach that is being offered by certain campaigning groups and parliamentarians.
Emily's mum Catherine died of cancer last year. She says that while better end-of-life care is a priority, having a choice in how you end your life is just as important.
On the last day of my mum's life, she was terrified. She was experiencing a lot of trouble breathing. She said she felt like she was drowning from the inside, and the last thing she would have wanted was to be in that situation. I can't say whether she would have actually chosen assisted dying or not. Of course, I don't want to speak for her, but I think it's very possible that she would have done. It wasn't a great death, you know, and it could have been much less horrible for her.
But opponents say changing the law would set a precedent.
There is such problematic policy implications that such legislation or policy would create in the way that we think about suicide, in the way that we support individuals who are marginalised in society, such as disabled people.
The second reading of the assisted dying bill will take place in the House of Lords this autumn, but underneath this polarising debate lies a much wider discussion around freedom of choice, palliative care, and how we treat those with long-term and incurable illnesses.
I already know how my illness is moving through the body, and I wish to end the suffering at a time that I decide. fully conscious and intellectually competent to make that decision.
Paul Murphy-Kasp, BBC London.